What's going on, guys? We are back, and this is gonna be one of our spicy videos, man. It's one of these. Read the disclaimer. There's gonna be body parts and burning, and all the stuff that you guys seem to really enjoy. Of course, there's specific things I have to when it's really bad. I have to blur, but I'll leave the entire uncensored this episode in the Discord for our paid YouTube members, as I always do. Um, so link to Discord will be in the description as well. I found multiple clips, like five or no, probably like eight. Everything from drone footage to firefights to we have one from the Middle East, and it's just this point blank kill shot and is pretty gnarly. Figured you guys might enjoy that. So we're gonna watch this. Before we do jump into it, though, I realize we have our monthly exclusive T-shirt drone. Or I say this every single video. It's not drones over Moscow. It's flamingos over Moscow. Flamingos are the cruise missiles, the domestically made Ukrainian cruise missiles that are currently obliterating Russian energy infrastructure. So thank you for everyone who's picked one up. If you want one, grab it in the from the link in the description. Also, I noticed you guys have been buying the other T-shirt I made for this month, specifically for the 4th of July, and it says "American for Ukraine," and on the back it's got the hands dapping up for like an American hand, a Ukrainian hand. I didn't realize you guys were buying that one until just today. I noticed. So for one, thank you, and for two, very cool. Check that out if you want one of those. Um, we've been getting a lot of new subs, man. So I want to say thank you again for that. And I just want to introduce myself real quick, then we'll jump into it. I'll shut up and we'll go. Well, I probably won't shut up. I talk a lot. You guys know that. Uh, so, real quick, my name is Saxon. I go by Vegas here in Ukraine, like Las Vegas. I joined the International Legion for the Defense of Ukraine in January of 2023. I was in 1st Battalion, Charlie Company, 3rd Platoon. We deployed to Kupiansk on March 7th of 2023. I was in I did multiple combat missions with that unit, and we were deployed for a couple of months. But I was there for probably maybe 6 months or 6 weeks in Kupiansk. So, anyways, after that, I there was some space in between, but then I ended up helping start Azov's International Battalion, and I ended up deploying with those guys as combat medic on Alpha Company's 2nd Assault Team, and did multiple combat missions with those guys, and that was a great experience as well. And I can say these are all great experiences because I learned a lot and I didn't get injured. I didn't get wounded, which is it's a unicorn in this country, especially go if you've been on any more than one combat operation. It's pretty rare, So um, that's kind of it. Before Ukraine, I was a firefighter and an EMT outside of Fort Worth, Texas, in a volunteer fire department called De Cordova FD. Shout out to those guys. And I got my EMT license out there. I got my firefighter certification, firefighter up to firefighter 3-4, I believe, and a whole bunch of other certs. That's why I initially came over to Ukraine. I wanted to help in like some kind of search and rescue capacity, and I ended up in an infantry unit on the front line in a trench in Kupiansk. Funny how things work, huh? All right, guys, let's jump into it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for helping blow this channel up. I love you guys. So this first one's Omega Team. We love Omega, man. There's a couple different Omega teams. There's Ukrainian Omega Team, and then there's Legion Omega Team. This is Ukrainian Omega. that was a frag grenade. So they're shooting through this. Here, a little bit of context because I saw this clip recently. This is new. Um, this right here is the top of a boondage or a bunker, and the trenches lead. Looks like it's the trenches lead into it from these directions, and there's a slit, a firing hole right here, a firing um you know what the fuck I'm talking about right here. So he's shooting in it, and they send a frag. The enemy lobs a frag out of it right there. Interesting. It's smoking though. Frags don't smoke. Got him. Pretty sick, man. Omega's the real fucking deal. Uh, all right, let's go. I pulled that one out to start with. So let's watch again. Viewer discretion advised, you guys. This is there's some gnarly stuff. I'll blur the parts that, like I said, are very very bad, and you can catch those in the uncensored. Look at this, dude. This is actually one of the bad ones. For those of you who are not watching the or are not paid members, and you're not going to see the uncensored version of that, that's completely fine. But I'll tell you how what happened. He's shooting up at it, thinking that, and watching the drone drop, thinking that he'll have time to run away. We've seen this a lot. You don't have time to run away, especially with modern. Maybe like in 2023, 2024, when they were still dropping actual frag grenades with 3 to 5 to 7 second fuses on these frags. Now, dude, these grenades are primed to explode before they hit the ground. A lot of them. So exactly what just happened to this guy happened. So it blew off about half of his body, and he's laying there, not doing too hot. Look at his boy. He's like, oh, Ivan just evaporated. Look how fast this thing comes in at him, dude. Oh, yeah, he's gone. These are these are good examples of fiber optic drones. Down here you can see underneath it has the spool of the fiber optic cabling, which can go anywhere from 5 kilometers up to, they have some that have 50-kilometer ranges in these spools. But these spools are harder and harder to get, because really China's the only one producing them at large, and they're selling theirs to Russia. There are Ukrainian companies making these now, but it's got the big spool down here. This is not the ordnance. The it's got some kind of explosive on there as well, and then on the top you have the battery for the drone. All right, let's move on. All right, now we'll just go through it. This is just a cool drone shot that took place a couple days ago. The reason I like showing these ones, besides the fact that they're just interesting as hell, and this is what actual combat looks like in Ukraine, um, because there's not so much in the comment section anymore, but back in the day, there were a lot of comments of kind of your armchair warriors who would say how easy it is. Oh, dude, I didn't realize I was blocking it the whole time. Sorry, guys. Um, some armchair warriors who would claim how easy it would be to shoot these things down. Now, this thing is no more than 10 meters from this guy, and it still takes multiple shots to hit it. It's not screaming fast, it's not looping around or doing any crazy acrobatics, and it still took multiple shots to hit this thing. So now think of it 50 yards away, where it's much, much smaller and it's moving faster. I want to find the full video of this because this is some kind of special forces team who took a Russian prisoner, and they were on they were exfilling right here with the prisoner when they came across that drone. So I want to find that full video. Nope, saw it. This is that Middle Eastern one I was telling you guys about. Oh, sorry. First time. Dude, come on. I don't know how much of this one it'll allow me to show on YouTube, but this guy sees him running through. He sees his feet running by right here. Watch. Dude has no idea, zero tactical awareness of the situation, and just runs directly into this guy. 1, 2, 3. The fourth one hits him straight in the head and switches his off button. Then he dead checks him. But that's pretty gnarly, dude.
Російські виблядки перетворені на фарш.
Okay, this one's really bad.
Безпощадні знищення кацапів від першої особи. На каналі Укрорейх ми покажемо вам весь пиздець, який відбувається на фронті. Жорстокі кадри розправ над кацапами. Епічні знищення російської техніки. Секретні кадри опубліковані в мережі. Та ексклюзивні кадри від ЗСУ.
Вот они, сука, росіянські підари, бля.
Підписуйся на канал, якщо готовий побачити весь пиздець з фронту. Російські
Jesus, dude. I probably couldn't even show any of that. I'm sorry for how much I had to blur of that, but good lord, dude. It is just brutal. I genuinely don't like watching that that kind of stuff. Okay. On a lighter note, no pun intended, another Russian oil refinery hit. Imagine if that was going on in your little hometown, right? And your government's trying to convince you that you're beating the enemy, but in your backyard there's stuff like this going on. I don't know. If this was, for example, in the US and I was back in Texas and one of our oil refineries was lit on fire like this, I would not feel like we were winning that war. This is the Omega video. Oh.
Тачка, чё? Тачка, тачка, тачка.
What is that gun, dude? I've never even seen anything like this. But you guys actually pointed this out when I first showed this video yesterday, I think it was, that obviously this dude almost gets his entire head taken off. Watch. So close. But then when he's trying to stop it from moving and he gets up, he braces himself on the barrel and burns his hand. Right here. I didn't notice that. You guys pointed that out. And then he's like, Roma, you shot through my Kamaz. So he shot through one of their cars. Is that all we got? No. Oh, this was with the Middle East videos. This was BLA versus the Pakistani military. This is like a Pakistani barracks area or living quarters for Pakistani military. This is a suicide truck right here. Look at this explosion, dude. Crazy. I just thought this one was nuts. It's obviously not Ukraine, but I mean, that was a massive explosion. Apparently, in the context of this video, apparently 30 Pakistani soldiers were killed in that. All right, and then we got some air defense smoke, it says. He threw his rifle and then tried to grab the drone. Oh. That's air defense right there. Oh, shit. This is Russia's, like, supposed to be some of their best air defense right here. It's cool to see these get taken out by cheap drones, man. Also, this looks like a grad truck, right? But also, this massive satellite situation. Where'd it go? Oh, that, you know, that's expensive. This, dude. I'm trying to get a sense of the scale of this. Are these buildings? No. I can't tell, because if these were buildings, dude, this thing would be ginormous. I can't. Oh, maybe they are, because look at these trees. No. Dude, I can't tell. This is such a strange image the more I look at it. And there's no like vehicles or anything for me to be able to gauge the scale. Maybe that is just a massive satellite. But you know that's expensive. That's expensive. Those are not as expensive, but still critical because they're carrying supplies and all kinds of stuff to get to the guys on position. So cool video, man. I enjoy doing these ones as when they're not too brutal like this one actually was. At least a couple of them were. I don't love the gore stuff, man, which is funny because I'm a combat medic, but when adrenaline's pumping and you're in the situation, same with the fire department or as an EMT, when the adrenaline's pumping and somebody's bleeding and they need help, you're not thinking about it, right? You go to work. But when you're chilling, you're reacting to a video, sitting back, and you watch somebody just explode and gross. I won't get into details about the one but if you're interested, check it out because geez, that was gross with the drones. Anyways, let me know if you like these kinds of videos, you guys. We'll leave it at that. I love you. We'll see you in the next video.